Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about an important topic in the intimate relationship between the sexes in intimate life. What behaviors of men may make women gradually become sexually cold? This question is too critical. After all, harmonious intimate relationships are an important source of happiness for couples and husbands and wives. Many male compatriots may still be in the dark and think that their partners are not interested in it. In fact, sometimes the problem lies with themselves. Today, let's take everyone together to sort it out. Male friends should quickly reflect on it, and female friends can also afford it to remind people around them. First of all, the first minefield is to get straight to the point without foreplay. The physiological characteristics of men determine that their desires come quickly, but this cannot be a reason to omit foreplay. In order to pursue the so-called actual combat results, many men are anxious to take off their clothes and get to the point as soon as they have an idea, and they move mechanically as if they are completing a task. But you should know that women's sexual excitement starts much slower than men, and foreplay is like the key to start their body's pleasure switch. Without sufficient hugs, hot kisses, and caressing of sensitive parts, it is difficult for women to get into the mood. The vagina cannot secrete enough mucus for lubrication. Forcing it to start will bring a bad experience of dryness and pain. It is bearable once or twice, but who is willing to actively look forward to intimate moments in the long run? Good foreplay can not only enhance women's experience, but also make men's erections more ideal. This is a win-win situation. The second problem that is easily overlooked is not cleaning beforehand. Some men are simply careless in terms of hygiene, let alone taking a bath. They can't even wash their private parts every day, but they still feel good about themselves. But once they enter an intimate relationship, the consequences of sloppiness will be borne by their partners. The sweat glands around the male anus are well developed and wrinkled, and it is easy to retain dirt such as urine, sweat, and semen. If they are not cleaned into close contact, a large number of bacteria will be directly brought into the female vagina. Moreover, the female urethra is short and wide, close to the vaginal opening and anus, and bacteria are particularly prone to infection. In contrast, most women clean and care carefully every day and keep themselves clean and refreshed. So, male compatriots, if you want your partner to have a good experience, enjoying intimacy cleanly is the most basic respect. Let's talk about the third behavior, doing your own thing and not respecting the other person's ideas. Some men completely disregard their partner's feelings during intimacy and treat sex life as their own woman's show. For example, the woman clearly stated that she did not want to be touched in a certain part or did not want to have intimate behavior today, but some men felt that the other party was reluctant to be touched and forced to push forward. This overbearing approach will only make women feel violated and have a very bad experience. A really high-quality intimate relationship must be a two-way communication and mutual respect. Ask your partner's feelings more and listen to feedback more so that both parties can enjoy it. Another very hurtful behavior is to belittle the other person's figure in various ways. Some men always like to comment on their partners in intimate moments, just like the other party's waist is not thin enough, the chest is not big enough, and even compare with the ex. But think about it carefully. Where are there so many perfect figures in the world? Everyone has their own little shortcomings, and women are prone to anxiety about their appearance. Being denied by the closest people like this, their self-confidence will be seriously frustrated. Gradually, they will develop fear and resistance to sex for fear of exposing their shortcomings. Before male friends start to comment, why not look at themselves first to see if they are really perfect enough? Let's talk about the act of smoking after sex. Many men think that lighting a cigarette after passion is particularly cool, and as cool as the male protagonist in a movie, but in the eyes of their partners, this may be a sign of disrespect. Women who hate the smell of smoke will feel offended. Even if they don't mind the smell of smoke, it is not advisable from a health perspective. After intimacy, the human body's blood vessels expand and blood flow speeds up. Smoking at this time will make it easier for harmful substances such as tar and benzopyrene and tobacco to be absorbed, which will not only affect the health of women's oral cavity, breasts, and vagina, but also cause a decrease in blood flow to the male penis, affecting subsequent performance. It is simply a double blow. The last one, and the most easily overlooked, is to sleep right after sex without any afterplay. For women, tenderness after sex is as important as foreplay. Men's sexual response comes and goes quickly, and they tend to feel sleepy after orgasm, but women's sexual excitement fades slowly, and they need more hugs, kisses, ungentle words to feel satisfied. If men fall asleep right after sex, women will feel that they are just a tool for him to vent his desires, and the psychological sense of loss will gradually accumulate. Over time, the expectation of intimate behavior will disappear. I hope today's sharing can remind everyone that intimate relationships require both parties to work hard. Men should pay more attention to these details, and women should communicate their needs more so that they can have a harmonious, unhappy sex life and make their relationships sweeter and sweeter.